Hey everybody, hope you are doing well. So hey, I have a question and maybe you all can enlighten me because something in the milk isn't white. Something about this TikTok ban of me is just not right. So check this out. Here's what I want to know. By now, I'm sure everyone has heard about the bill. They want to ban TikTok. Per this article, the U.S. considers another TikTok ban. Here's what the bill would do. And when they say another, this was tried initially by the Trump administration, but it didn't work. So I'm going to scroll down here. We all know what TikTok is, what have you. But here's a part I find very interesting. The bill's primary backers, Representative Mike Gallagher and Raja Krishnamurthy, say the app poses a grave threat. I'm sorry, his name is Krishnamurthy. It poses a grave threat to U.S. national security due to its Chinese ownership. And they warned that TikTok could be used to influence U.S. public opinion or harness user data to spy on Americans. ByteDance is controlled by Chinese authorities, they contend, and they describe the app as Communist Party malware. So hold on. It's a grave threat to the U.S. national security due to its Chinese ownership, and they warn TikTok could be used to influence U.S. public opinion. And I think that's the real concern. See, people are on TikTok speaking about how they are like too broke, can't find a job, can't afford to live. That's what's on TikTok. Not so much as what I've seen on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. TikTok is the go to. And people are having those discussions and saying, hey, no one's saying anything. As I said before, I think it's part of the plan that they're not, meaning the politicians aren't saying anything. If you don't think inflation can lead to higher incarceration, sit back and watch. I think it's like, are you opposed to free thinking, free speech? So TikTok, the app, is a great threat due to its Chinese ownership, and they warn that TikTok could be used to influence U.S. public opinion or harness user data to spy on Americans. What is more dangerous to you, TikTok or open borders? Oh, yeah. So you're concerned about the Chinese. Well, you know they're at that border down there entering the country. No one's being fed. Just, hey, come on in, everybody. Come on in. No vaccination, no vet, no, come on in. It says here nearly 10 times as many Chinese migrants crossed the southern border in 2023 as in 2022. In December of 2023 alone, U.S. Border Patrol officials reported encounters with about 6,000 Chinese migrants, in contrast to the 900 they reported a year earlier in December of 2022. I ask again, which one is more dangerous? I'm asking for a friend. TikTok or some people that we have that's from China? Don't forget, they're concerned. Chinese company who owns it. And these men, by the way, are all, let's see, military age. Open borders, anybody from anywhere, come on in. It's been an increase in crime. No kidding, no fooling, you think? No way. So open borders, that we've had Americans die by the hand of what? An illegal immigrant, robberies, crime. That video about that lady in Chicago where the gang robbed her, circled the block, she's in the street, like trying to get help, help, help. If you look closely, I said, I kind of wonder. And it could be a white American, could be a Hispanic American. I know doesn't look black because I could see one of the little hands. I think one had some gloves on, but I could see the color skin. It could be somebody that's an illegal immigrant. It could be. So, which is more dangerous, the TikTok app or open borders? Now the folks are having to get out the shelters. You got to go find you a job. The Americans can't find a job. So, what's going to happen here? Powder keg. Again, what's more dangerous, the TikTok app? Maybe are they concerned about the information? People are saying, hey, guess what? We can't afford to eat, can't afford to work. What's next? Can't afford to breathe. What's happening with our tax dollars? That message that I see on TikTok is not being spread so much as on, well, on YouTube as well, because yeah, I do sit on YouTube because a lot of people will upload the videos from TikTok. But if you stop TikTok, then I guess we can go ahead and say goodbye to that, huh? What is more dangerous, the TikTok app or open borders? If we're so concerned, are we concerned about American safety? What's more dangerous, the app or open borders? I'm going to take my chance with the app because the app can't get a gun and come and rob me or commit a breaking and entering, carjacking. Who would gain by this? I guess other apps. Let's see who would gain. Maybe Facebook. Would they gain? Would Facebook gain if they stop TikTok? Highly possible. I think so. That's just my opinion. So if we're so concerned with safety of Americans, again, I ask, where's the greater exposure? The TikTok app, where they can get your information. They can get that here every day. You do know a lot of times, I heard someone say this that works for a bank. A lot of this getting folks money out and all this stuff. She says, a lot of that comes from China. Really? Oh yeah. That's what that person said. I can't confirm or deny. I'm just letting you know what the person told me. So if you want to ban TikTok, why don't you go ahead and close that border? That to me is the greatest threat. The border to me is the greatest threat. To me, more than TikTok can ever be. That's my opinion. They can steal your information. Open borders. They can kill you, your children, assault you. Basically, the taxpayer, I feel like we're just being robbed. You just pay, pay, pay. And guess what? Somebody's going to spend, 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 spend. The taxpayers are suffering. Too bad. All the money's for wars and illegal immigrants. And what was it doing the pandemic? Oh, a big old $1,400. And the first time I couldn't qualify because I didn't get a check and I logged in. Then I said, hey, I had a year that I didn't work. Then the second time I did. But the first time, oh no, it said I was ineligible to get the $1,400. Ha! What a joke. I had to go, I'm like, are you serious? But illegal immigrants are getting $9,000. And some say 10. And yes, people don't have to believe it. Some people don't understand maybe finance. Some are getting up to 20,000 because when you add up the free housing, what they're paying for housing, hell, they were paying $300-$400 a night for a hotel. What the heck are you talking about? When you add up the free housing and the food and the health insurance, it sure as heck is easily 20,000 a month. I did videos on it. And again, TikTok, everybody's complaining. What's going on? Is that what it is? I guess they think, hey, you know what? If you shut down TikTok, then people won't see it. So basically, we can all just suffer in silence, just suffer locally. You know what I'm saying? And then there won't be any accountability. Everyone is doing what they want to do, me, you included, and also the politicians. You think? Look at what the politicians are making with those positions pay annually. Look at when they enter politics, what the net worth is. Then once they get in the game, ooh, Ooh, look what happens then. Once they get into the game of politics, ooh, somebody pockets get fat. How is that? How are you getting a position that pays maybe 172 a year? Then you're in the politics, and all of a sudden, so you're making 172 a year, um, minus the taxes. So I'm trying to understand. So how can you get into politics? Then all of a sudden, you're worth 170. You're in a job that pays over $170,000 a year, but now you're in the politics and you're worth millions of dollars. You would have to work how long to get millions of dollars? You would have to work how long to get millions of dollars? The math ain't mathing. A job that pays 170 some thousand a year, get into politics, and then you look up, wow, you're worth millions of dollars. How is that? Well, they invest like the man, like I did a video on it before. But when they get out, how long you weren't investing in the stock market before, but now you're in the politics? I find it interesting. And you can Google it. I saw a documentary and it was saying somebody named Hillary had did a trade. On the first trade made $100,000. That's what it said. I was like, wow, on the first trade made $100,000. Then I saw some other information. I'm like, is that one of Obama's daughters, the oldest one, while they were in the White House, she made a trade and made $100,000. Now maybe somebody just put that out there and I happen to read it and it may not be true. On your first trade, that's a successful trade. The same amount as the other old lady, as Mimo. How is that possible? Take a wild guess. The video I did, they know when to get in just in time and just when to get out. Oh, SVB, we're going to investigate everybody who, I saw this on a financial channel. We're going to investigate everybody who sold the stock for SVB. We're going to start investigating those people. Okay, well, they already put the list out who sold SVB, that bank, Silicon Valley Bank. They already did the investigation on that. And it was the politicians. So how did they know to get out just in time? Please tell me. I called somebody up in banking. I'm like, when something like that happens, you're an executive, When something like that happens, when do they know that it's going to go down? He said 30 days. So they already knew what was happening. Don't forget, they picked up, called the phone, called around trying to get other people who have the money in the bank to go ahead and invest because they needed X amount of dollars to keep the bank going. And those folks declined. All of a sudden, they start shorting big time. Then waited 24 hours and someone put the tweet out and boom. So they knew then if the bank is calling you for a loan or they need some money, you're in trouble. You call me and so people talk. You call me so and so. So they know, oh, bank is in trouble. All of a sudden, man, they're gonna short that thing down like you wouldn't believe. We're going to investigate the ones who shorted that stock. Well, it's showing to be politicians. As a matter of fact, somebody put a list out. No more investigation. How really? Oh, they looked out. Aren't you lucky? No more investigation. Yeah. So this here, you want to stop? What's? I mean, it's like really you unless you have your blinders on, it is what it is. You look at the reality. But hey, Americans, keep on working hard. Work so very hard, of course. Try not to starve. And if you get into a bind, well, good luck. Because guess what? Those tax dollars will be your fault. They will not be there for you, boo. Now I got to worry about the illegal immigrants. They're kind of more important. Get them settled, housing, while the Americans are going to be exiting their homes. Gotcha. So again, please tell me. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. Which one is more dangerous? TikTok or you got some Chinese migrant crossing the southern border? An increase 10 times as many Chinese migrants. And they're saying these men Look at the photos. Google it. These are military-age men. And you don't think open borders is a great threat to U.S. citizens, national security? You don't think so? What's more dangerous, TikTok the app or open borders? I'm going to go with the latter. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out. Wow.